Hey there, everyone. Carl Auer from Carl Auer Photography here. Today I want to talk about MaxPreps and how I make money from it, and a little bit more on where this channel is going to go. So let's run the intro and get right into it. MaxPreps is it's a high school sports website. I almost call it a high school sports wire service. You spec shoot for it like you would any other wire service, but you have more control over potential sales. What MaxPreps is part of the CBS Sports Network. In 2007, they were purchased by CBS Sports. In fact, let's start from the beginning. In 2002, a gentleman by the name of Andy Beal founded MaxPreps. His goal was to cover every high school athlete, male and female, and every high school sport, men's, women's, and co-ed, in the nation. About 5 years later, I want to say 2007, CBS Sports purchased MaxPreps. And ever since then, they've been a member of the CBS Sports family. Andy is still part of the company. He is the president. And they are covering every athlete and every sport in the nation. What MaxPreps offers the visitor is everything from stats to interviews to videos to photos. And where I am and where I was previous to being in Colorado, MaxPreps has played an important part of my life. Now, in 2003, I moved to Alaska, and in 2004, I started shooting high school football. I was a Sports Shooter member, and I posted some of the photos to my Sports Shooter member page. The MaxPreps director of photography, Todd Shirtliff, saw my photos and contacted me and said, "Carl, we're expanding out of California, and we'd love for you to shoot football for us." I thanked him and declined. It just wasn't what I wanted to do. There was a new high school opening, and I was kind of focusing on becoming their booster shooter. I had my own website that I had youth sports on. I didn't want to post photos to a new place and only get a percentage of the sales. The following year, Todd reached out to me again, and again I turned him down. Then in 2006, he reached out to me and said, "Carl, this is what we want. We want you to cover the National High School Football Kickoff Game." I said, "Okay, what's that?" He said, "Well, being in Alaska, your high school football season starts weeks before the rest of the nation. So you have the first football games in the nation. And we want to pay you $150 to go cover a game." Okay. And I started to become a MaxPreps photographer right then. I shot that one game for them in 2006. And then the following years, I continued to shoot the kickoff of high school football for them. And I shot a few other games, a few other football games. I started to shoot basketball for them and some baseball. But primarily, I was focused on my own website. Then the thought dawned on me one day, while I'm shooting my school and posting to my website, the people from the other schools that are coming in to play my school are not getting photos. At least not that I'm taking. If I start covering them too as they come in and upload to MaxPreps, while I know the majority of my photos are going to be purchased off my website for my high school, I could see a little bit of money come in from MaxPreps from the visiting schools. And I did. I was like, hey, this was an untapped income for me. I had not thought of that. Then in 2012, I had the opportunity to move to Colorado with my mom. My sister and brother-in-law had already moved down, and my brother was moving down after we got here. And of course, I was living with my mom, taking care of her after her heart surgery and because she had dementia. But she was well enough that I could leave her alone to go shoot. And the first 2 years here in Colorado, I covered everything. I was shooting up to 3 games. There were times I was shooting 4 games a day. I think I maxed out at about 4 basketball games a day. I'd shoot 2 to 3 soccer or football games on the high end. On average, a soccer game or 2 a day, a football game or 2 a day. And when indoor sports started, I was shooting wrestling. I was shooting everything. And what was nice was, instead of having 2 high schools close by and 6 others in the area, I have Golden, Arvada West, Pomona, Ralston Valley, Wheat Ridge, Stanley Lake, and Westminster high schools very close to me. Oh, and Arvada High School. 8 high schools very close to me. On top of that, all the schools that are playing them, Columbine, Littleton, Cherry Creek, Chatfield, Regis Jesuit, Valor Christian, all sorts of schools from all over, Conifer, Green Mountain, George Washington, Denver West, just a whole bunch of schools. So suddenly I was going from booster shooting and making a decent amount of money to building up my reputation here and seeing a good amount of money coming in through MaxPreps. And it was leading to senior photos and all sorts of things. It's right where I wanted to be. But then my mom's dementia got so bad I had to stop shooting for 3 years. This season I finally got to start shooting again because unfortunately Mom died in July. Now for me, I'm doing the same thing again. I'm shooting everything up at the North Area Athletic Complex that I can. That's the soccer and football stadium. I'm shooting on average 3 to 4 soccer games a week and 2 football games a week. I'll shoot when there's not a soccer game. I'll shoot a softball game or a volleyball game. We're getting ready to end these seasons, and then I'll go into basketball and wrestling and hockey. I'm looking really forward to hockey. As then when spring comes, it'll be baseball, girls lacrosse, and girls soccer, and track and field. So I'm looking forward to back out there shooting again, and I've already started to see some really good sales. In the last hour, I've had about $100 in sales from two purchases. So I'm really happy with that. And I do something that a lot of MaxPreps photographers don't do. And if you choose that you want to try and become a MaxPreps photographer, I highly suggest you do this if you become one. When I go to a soccer game, like when I go to a professional soccer game, I'll show up 2 hours beforehand. And that's so I can get a parking place in the media area, get a spot in the media room, set up my computer, and get myself ready for the game. Getting team sheets so I can make sure that my roster for Photo Mechanic is up to date and has the correct names and numbers on it. I'll talk to the media relations person to find out what's going on during the game. I'll have dinner, whether I have to buy it or they supply it. I'll go walk the field beforehand to kind of get into the zone, decide where I want to shoot from, look at the lighting. Through different times of the year, lighting can be different and fall different depending on when the game is played. With college football, I'll show up to 3 hours earlier because it's a further distance to walk to the stadium from where the media parking is. There's a lot more people to get through harder security to get through. Even with your credential, you still have to have your bag checked and everything. It's a greater distance from the media area down to the field. There's a lot more going on at college games too. With high school, I typically show up an hour beforehand. A lot of MaxPreps photographers won't show up till right before the game starts. And this is where they're shooting themselves in their own foot, whatever. I get there early. There are times I'll set up a remote camera for soccer. Or maybe I'm setting up strobes for basketball or wrestling or hockey. So I'll get to the stadium, the arena, the gym early. And after I'm done setting up a remote or whatever I'm doing, I'll start talking to people, stadium managers, coaches, players, parents, letting them know, hey, I'm from MaxPreps. I'm shooting. Your images should be up tomorrow within the next 24 to 48 hours on MaxPreps.com. And they love that. And since they know that I'm there and they see me, they get excited and they go and buy. On top of that, after every game, when my gallery is approved on MaxPreps, I have my own website, my photography website, and I do a blog post and I pick the 5 best photos. I put them on my blog post. I link it to MaxPreps gallery for that game. I talk a little bit about the game, how it went, how the shoot went, what equipment I use, and then I share it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. And then I've had traffic from that. I've had requests. I've had parents reach out to me on Facebook and say, oh, are you going to be at the next game? Oh, I love your photos. I'm going to buy so many. And they do. Sometimes they don't. They promise that they'll buy, but they don't. But most of the time when they say they're going to buy, they do. At least when it comes to me. I also shoot everything I can. Tennis. A lot of photographers will say, oh, I don't have any luck with tennis. I was going to a softball game one day at Ralston Valley High School, and there was a tennis practice going on. And I stopped and I said, oh, coach, do you have your tennis matches here, your varsity matches here? He goes, yeah. Well, I'm from MaxPreps. He goes, oh, I'd love to have you come take photos of our team. We play tomorrow. I said, hey, I'll be here. And I showed up and I talked to parents and the kids, and the coach gave me full access to the courts, so they had 6 courts going at once, and I could walk up and down and take photos of all the games. It was great. And I got good sales. And from that, I had a coach from another school contact me and say, hey, I saw your Ralston Valley tennis shots, and I'd love for you to come shoot our tennis meet. And I said, oh, well, shoot, your next tennis meet, I've got a football game. I'm like, oh. It's like, but hey, you're up at Ralston Valley next week. I'm going to be there. And they're like, awesome. So I went back to the school that they bought photos and had another school that wanted to buy photos. There. Perfect. So I hear all the time that, oh, this sport doesn't sell, this sport doesn't sell. If you market yourself, you can get sales. A lot of teams have started using their homepage on MaxPreps for their high school sport as their homepage for their team. So when Ralston Valley Volleyball wants to check their schedule, check the last game, check photos, check videos, they go to MaxPreps. They don't go to www.ralstonvalleyvolleyball. They go to MaxPreps, go to the Ralston Valley High School page, click on volleyball, and there they are. And my photos are right there. Something else I like about MaxPreps is when it's an away game for one of the schools I cover, but I'm not going away, like they're going to Valor Christian. We have a MaxPreps photographer that covers Valor Christian, so I know they're going to get photos. While I want them to buy my photos, I don't want them to not buy my photos because I didn't go to that game. I'd rather them buy some of my photos and some of the other photographers' photos rather than not buy any photos. So, on the front page of MaxPreps.com, and I'll have a screenshot go up here, there's a little button that says Photos. It's down below the main image. kind of all the way to the right. If you click on that, it'll take you to galleries. You can search galleries, you can browse galleries, you can browse the photographers. I suggest you go in and you look at some of the galleries. See what people are posting. See the quality of images, the kinds of images. Then go out and practice. If you want to become a MaxPreps photographer, go out and practice. Hit some JV and freshman games for football or soccer, volleyball, whatever. And then when you want to apply, there are great reasons to shoot for MaxPreps. Unlike normal wire services, when you sell a photo on MaxPreps, now originally MaxPreps only sold prints. And then they started to do prints and digital downloads. Now they only do digital downloads. And a lot of people were worried that, oh, the sales are going to tank. Sales have been higher this year than ever before. So digital has not hurt. Digital sales only has not hurt MaxPreps at all, the photographers. Now, you get 100% of your sales. So if somebody spends $10 on photos, you get $10. If they spend $100 on photos, you get $100. There's no 80-20, 60-40, 50-50 split with MaxPreps. You get 100% of the profits. And you retain your copyright. And there are licensing opportunities. There are times that maybe Sports Illustrated will come and say, hey, we're doing a McDonald's All-American high school issue, and we want some photos of McDonald's All-American candidates that you have. They'll license them, and you get money. Good money. There are assignment opportunities. Sometimes there's a team spotlight or a player spotlight. I've shot 2 player spotlights. I shot when Kelly Cobb, who used to play for the U18 U.S. national soccer team. She was at Chugiak High School in Alaska in her senior year, and she was getting ready to go to Duke on a 4-year scholarship. And they did a story about Kelly, and I went, shot a practice and a game, and they used photos for that, and I got paid an assignment fee for that. Down here, I got the opportunity to go shoot Missy Franklin and her return to the high school swimming pool after her gold medal performance in the 2012 London Olympics. Opportunities like that pop up all the time. So it's really cool when they do and when they contact you to go shoot them. So there are so many other options for you. It is a spec service, but like I said, if you work at marketing yourself, you're going to see sales. So if you click on the Become a MaxPreps Photographer, then you can apply to become a photographer. When you apply, there's a member agreement you have to agree to, and then you fill out a basic application and you submit some photos. I'll tell you right now, be sure your photos are of high quality. If you shoot a night game with an older DSLR, let's say you don't have a 1DX Mark II, a 1DX, a 7D Mark II. You don't have one of the preferred newer sports photojournalistic cameras. You have something like a 1D Mark II or an original 7D or maybe an 80D or not an 80D, a 60D or a 70D. Your higher ISO performance may not be that great. So you want to do for night football 2 things. Use a flash, not on camera. Use either a pocket wizard or a off-camera cable to trigger the flash and mount it on your monopod below your lens a couple feet. This reduces red eye. Practice shooting that way until you get a nice even look with the flash. You don't want it to blow it out. You don't want it to be too dark. And use noise reduction software. I know Noise Ninja is gone. I use Lightroom and their noise reduction, and it's pretty good. If you go to maxpreps.com and look at some of my galleries, some of my night football, you'll see I'm using for many of the games this year, I'm using a 1D Mark II. I've got newer bodies. I've got older bodies. I like the 1D Mark II because the file size forces me to fill the frame. Very little cropping. And the focus at night is phenomenal. One of my favorite cameras of all time. If your images are noisy, and that's digital noise, like the colors, the blacks are not true black, they're kind of splotchy. The focus doesn't look that great because it's noisy. You won't get in. And if you do get in and you submit a gallery like that, your gallery will not be approved. So, high quality images, best you can produce, that's what you want to submit. Once you get approved as a MaxPreps photographer and they give you access to the back end, you need to shoot 5 games and have 5 galleries uploaded before you get a credential from MaxPreps. So you may want to start out with JV and freshman teams. You can post freshman, JV, or varsity. Varsity by far does the best, I think, in sales, but some people have good luck with freshman and JV. So by all means, go that route too. But get your 5 galleries up, get your credential, and you're on your way. Do what I said. Market yourself. Push yourself. Push MaxPreps to the parents and the players and the coaches, so they know you're there. And that's really all I have to say about MaxPreps. It's been a lifesaver for me, knowing that I could start shooting as soon as I got to Colorado. After my mom died and the high school season started, knowing that I was able to get right back into shooting and making money was very important to me. Second, this channel, what I want to do with it. I want to do giveaways. I want to give back to you guys for supporting me. But I need more of you guys to subscribe and share this video with people and get them to subscribe, so I have enough people coming in to monetize this channel. YouTube does something great with channels. When you have enough views, you get to monetize your videos. When your videos are monetized, I've seen people make $14 a month, all the way up to 6 and 7 figures a month. I know my photography channel is likely not going to be making 7 figures a month. Oh boy, if it did. The giveaways we do. I'll make you a deal. The day we hit a 7-figure income month, I will give away both a 1DX Mark whatever's out at the time and a 300-2.8 lens, or a Nikon D5 or whatever is the top camera at the time, and a Nikon Nikkor 300 2.8 lens. I'll give away 2 different cameras to 2 people. I promise you that. If I hit 7 figures, and I'll let you know when I hit 7 figures. Oh, you'll see me turning cartwheels. But until then, by the end of the year, it's October 15th today. By the end of the year, by December 31st, I want to see 500 subscribers on this channel. When I have 500 subscribers, I will do a giveaway of a carbon fiber $100 monopod. I've got one to do a review on. I'm ready to do the review. I'm ready to do the giveaway. I just need the subscribers. So share this video and all the videos on Carl Hour Photography with your friends, family, enemies, coworkers, neighbors. Share them on Facebook, Twitter, social media, whatever. Whatever you have, share them. Get the word out. This channel is for people who don't know anything about photography but want to learn about sports photography and photojournalism. It's for people who kind of understand photography but want to get better. It's for people who have a pretty good handling but need direction. And it's for pros. I find myself watching other people's photo channels and I learn something each time. Maybe you don't know how to do lighting for team and individual photos. Or maybe that's something that you know, when I got started with photography, and this will be another YouTube video later, but when I got started, I didn't know a darn thing. I knew point the camera, put it in focus, take the picture. But I didn't know anything about lighting. I didn't know anything about really anything other than sports. But I started wildlife photography. I started to do portraiture. I've done weddings. I've learned along the way, and I've incorporated everything I've learned not shooting sports into shooting sports. Portrait photography is important when you do team and individual photos. One year I did little league teams, 44 teams over 3 weeks, and walked away with $15,000 in income. There's money to be made here, and I want to share my knowledge with you guys so you can earn some of that money, so you can become a better photographer. If you're an amateur, just starting out, don't know what you're doing, this is a channel for you. If you're a hobbyist that you shoot on the weekends, you shoot your kids, but you want to get better or you want to turn it into a business, this is a channel for you. If you're a semi-pro, already kind of shooting stuff and want to take that next step, this is a channel for you. If you're a pro and you think you know everything, but you know you don't, this is a channel for you. You're going to learn stuff here that maybe you hadn't thought to ask, or I'm always learning. I've been a pro for, well, I mean, stepping away for 3 years. I've been a pro for nearly 23 years, and every day I learn something new. Every day. So, until next time, get out there, hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit it yet, mash that like button, hit the little bell so you know when a new video is going up, and until next time, keep shooting. Share this video, share the love, and let's get these giveaways going. Remember, 7 figures in a month, giving away $25,000 worth of cameras and lenses. 1D series, D5 series, and a 300-2.8 series lens for each camera. 2 people are going to be very excited if I hit 7 figures. So help me reach that goal. We'll see you next time.